Hey guys, Rumor here. How y'all doing? So, don't you all just love watching karma unfold in real time? Like you actually get to see its course play out. And of course, I'm referring to the president right now who is claiming he was cured from COVID but had it. As far as I've heard, there's not a cure. And if there is a cure, then why are you letting all these people die, Mr. President? Why aren't you offering it up for everybody to use and share? But anyway, honey, I think it's funny because in the start of all this, he said it was a hoax. He said that we all made it up. The Democrats made it up to make him look bad. People were dying then too. People were catching it then too. He encouraged people along the way not to wear masks. And I don't know if you know this or not, but when you and I put our masks on, it's not protecting us, it's protecting the people around us. And it's protecting people who do not have the common sense to show us that same courtesy. So they are not wearing a mask, but really I can't blame them. I have to blame the president because the orders came from him. This is a man who told the Proud Boys racists to stand back and stand down. This is a man who had very little to say after the Taylor court trial. He had barely anything to say about George Floyd. Do you remember George Floyd? He's the man that we watched on every national news cable outlet known to man be murdered on camera with Officer Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck for over 8 minutes. And even when the EMTs arrived and they told Officer Derek Chauvin to get off his neck, the EMTs said it took him another minute before he finally said yes. He refused. You were trying to murder the man. That's obvious. And anybody who thinks that that's not the case, take a hard look at yourself. If you don't think you're a racist, you may be. Just think about that. This is a man who paid less taxes than you. We're talking about Donald Trump again, obviously. This is a man who promised you a second stimulus to make sure that you knew that you'd be taken care of because he understood there was a pandemic now. And that never came. He promised people that were on unemployment through no fault of their own that they were going to be receiving a bonus, even if it wasn't that $600 bonus. And people who were getting mad about that, honey, get more angry at your freaking federal government and ask them to raise the federal minimum wage. And I know some of y'all are saying, hey, I live in a state where it's $15, our state minimum wage is. Guess what? I live in Tennessee. There's a lot of states that do not offer a state minimum wage. We get paid whatever the federal minimum wage is. And that don't make our milk any cheaper, honey. We still have to go out and buy our groceries. We still have rent to pay. We still have utility bills to pay. I went without power one time for 2 months. 2 months. Husband and I were both working full-time jobs. It took me getting an additional part-time job to get the power cut back on. So don't say that it's lazy people out here either. People's busting their tail ends trying to keep everything going. And then we got Christmas coming up. Are you kidding me? First off, we do Christmas at my house since my grandparents passed away. I do all the cooking, I do all the cleaning, I wrap my own daggum Christmas presents except for the ones from my husband. My family gives me my presents or just gives me money and says to wrap it myself. So Christmas to me is a lot more stress than it is fun. And now that I've got the money equation added in on it, honey, that may not even happen. And I know that this started off with just being a thing about karma and Trump, but I don't think karma really has caught up to him yet, not the way it should. I don't know what to say anymore, honey. I'm so over that man, and if Joe Biden doesn't win, I don't know if I can keep going on.